And StackOne is actually the integration layer that is building everything for AI agents. They were actually funded by Workday Ventures and also by Google. I've seen the demo and I'm super excited for all of you to see it. So Roman, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rick. Nice to meet everybody. I'm going to jump in straight away and share my screen. So today, the use case I'm going to demo is an onboarding agent for employees. So under the hood, I'm using StackOne. The UI I'm using here is Claude. StackOne is actually agnostic of where you might want to build your agent. So you could use it in Flowise, you can use it in Sana, you can use it in Claude, in Copilot. StackOne is the integration layer under the hood. The problem we're trying to solve today is how do we onboard an employee without having to go into dozens of systems and having to make a lot of decisions. I have an employee here called Robert Peter, who just joined the company. He's a test engineer, and I need to provision his access to various tools and send him a code of conduct on DocuSign. So I'm just going to ask my Claude, which has been pre-connected via StackOne to 4 systems, Workday, of course, which is my source of truth, Jira, my Google directory, and DocuSign. I'm just going to ask it, let's onboard Robert Peter and press send. It's going to take a minute. I'll come back to it, but I'll explain what's happening under the hood. So under the hood, StackOne is connected. StackOne is a developer tool aimed at IT teams and developers that are building agents for their company to give them full control over the MCP experience and the actions that exist on them, as well as the permissioning. It's connected to Jira. It's connected to my Google. In this case, you can see that there's no Robert Peter, there's no document that's been sent, and there's no Jira ticket that has been created. So going back to the agent, the first step that it does is it uses the StackOne MCP that's been connected to it to go and get the employee data for Robert. It can find employee information. Since Workday is our source of truth, it can tell that it's a test engineer. It will find useful information for the rest of the onboarding process, like what's their email. And under the hood, it actually got way more information than what the agent output here, like who's the manager and which department they're in. The next step is for them to create their Google Workspace account. In this case, it created the user, and you can see here that it did that successfully. And also, since the agent knows that Robert is a test engineer, following its instructions under the hood, it knows to add it to the engineering group on Google. Then it continued to follow the instructions and still working on it. So it's went to the DocuSign MCP, listed the templates, identified which template is the code of conduct. And then this is where the power of having multiple MCPs connected together in one agent comes in. It can use the data from Workday to populate that template with the employee information and their personal email to send that code of conduct for it to be sent. And as you can see here, it's been sent. We'll go and verify it in a second. The last step is to create an IT provisioning ticket in Jira. This is a compliance step that my company has to make sure that all the onboardings are tracked correctly. It's very important that the agent does it correctly. So as an IT team member, I created a custom action on StackOne, which is to create an IT provisioning request in Jira, and it guardrails the agent to only create in that specific board. I'll end the demo by showing you what's been created. If I refresh the pages here, you can see Robert Peter has been added, and you can see in their groups that they've been added to engineering. The agreement on DocuSign has been sent. There's potentially a delivery failure because it's not a real email address, given that it's a sandbox, but it's been sent. And then finally, there's a new ticket created in Jira. So why this is useful is because you can automate very complex and sensitive compliant processes within your company by controlling the MCP layer with something like StackOne, but continue to build your agents in the platforms that you like best, like Flowise or Sana or any of the other platforms that your company sanctions. I'll be happy to answer any Q&A in the questions, but I think that's my time, so I'll pass it back over to Rick.
Great. Thanks so much, Rowan. And I think such a compelling use case. Everybody knows how complex it is to do onboarding across different systems. And yeah, really amazing. And thank you so much for joining us today.